And you load so nice and fast. It's always a pleasure, isn't it, when that happens. We can open up the other one, which is a bit slower. Oh yeah, keep. I figured. Oh well. I'm actually almost finished on time, so I'm not feeling actually unreasonably pressured. I'm very much relaxed. Cold bit of ice tea, a bit of stretching, and still some ice cold, well, richly made ice cold water. Keep my temperature down. Good indeed. Now then, let me change things around for you. Like this. Doesn't this look nice and cool? Hope I would like that very much right now. And again, humans are a very strange thing, aren't they? We like to complain, don't we? Now then, let's see. How are you actually ordered these save games? 1 day fast, 2 days, 11 days, 1 month, 4 days, 1 month. I mean, this is the new one, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. That sounds like something I would make. Sounds like a save game I would make. Yes, yes, very much. Why aren't you not? You are. Yeah, come on. Load game. Be nice. Seems like, no, I have just decided that I'm not gonna work today. And yeah, I'm sitting here like, that's not a nice of you game. Because I do need a bit of evening entertainment, and because it has been bloody hot the whole fucking day, I didn't even have an appetite. And that is never a good sign. Oops.
I know it looks crumbling, but the castle is recent compared to what lies beneath. Cadnua is a newly grown sore sitting atop ancient bones.
And you're telling me that in great detail. Why exactly? Is there a reason for that? You just like to spout your nonsense like, listen to me, bitch. Wait. Yeah, okay. I was kind of like, actually game, would you allow me to even do two at the same time? I don't remember you doing that. Now then, where to? Alright, dry? Yeah, fine. That's a lot more reasonable. Not dry. I think if I'm reasonable, we've done pretty much everything apart from the bridge which leads into Defiance Bay. The Searing Falls, because evil creatures lurk. And this nice little village. So let's go to that nice little village and see how horribly we are gonna get murdered there. Ah yeah. And it reminds me. Now there are, generally speaking, very generally speaking, mind you, 2 measures of strength in...
With a cat's nose, how is it?
That looks like a trap.
Did you fail to notice your rotten stench?
Failed to notice, hardly. What work to spring it?
I should have expected.
I never know what sort of game is downwind. I need to smell like part of nature, not an interloper.
I'm here.
Hey.
I'm here.
I am very much scared. I'm very much scared of getting annoyed.
I'm here.
Located. An elf idles by the road, watching the village across the river. He nods as you approach, and the current figure standing near him falls silent.
Welcome.
Crazy, you just come from the village, have you? How bad was it? How bad was what? Question mark. And yet, there's a murder on the loose. Said to have gone mad with grief and strangled a dozen happy children. Oh, and how was another one? To come all the way from Defiance Bay to bring her to justice. She's here? She's hiding out in the village. We'd go in after her ourselves, but the problem is she knows her faces. She knows coming, and we'd like to avoid any further unnecessary bloodshed. Her name's Nefri. She's an Orlan. We want to get her out of town so that we can deal with her cleanly. Yeah. If she's a mass murderer, why didn't the Duke send the Crucible Knights after her? Haha, I'm intelligent, you see, I can see here. Look at this taste flickers across his face. It's quick, but you catch it. Powers that be want to keep things quiet, for obvious reasons. Better not to cause a fuss, and certainly better not to startle her into doing something drastic. I could draw her out. A few questions. What did Nefri do exactly? Responsible for the murder of all those babies in Defiance Bay. Remember, terrible thing. We'll make a pay, alright?
Good day to you.
Okay.
I'm here.
When I saw this group, I was like, huh, this looks like a combat encounter in the making. Like, you know, some good old-fashioned Baldur's Gate kinda style thing. Where they are waiting on the road for you. Looking for you. Apparently I was wrong. Which, mind you, I do find somewhat pleasing. Oh, look at that, more people with golden plagues. They really overdid it. I get what they're trying to do, and being all appreciative of people is a good thing in general. But you probably shouldn't overpopulate your whole wide world just because of it. That was kind of irritating, you know? Usually when you see something like gold, kind of want to talk because you think quest or something. Then you get this and you're like, this is not what I was looking for. Nope, don't do that, that's stealing. You must be wanting Beatma. He's out of town, I'm just keeping the candles lit until he gets back. Okay. You're not very talkative, my friend. Kind of saddening, isn't it? Oh well. Now then, let's find out how horrible this particular village is gonna murder us. I'm expecting horribleness. Wait a bit. A house, Helga, the wood traveler.
Gods
Okay.
keep you.
Prison got to jail for what? I take it. I saw a young elven noblewoman on the road. I'm stepping into a place with the rest of my unit until we find her. Okay. Who is she? Lady Aelis. She's the daughter of Lord Nestor Herond, and she's gone missing. Perhaps you could go speak with Lord Herond at the inn. He'll be grateful for the assistance. Could be village up to you more than they have to us. Well, you would assume that. I mean, I'm a heavily armed group, and you're a heavily armed group. If they're not willing to speak to you, why do you assume they would speak to me? Actually, speaking, you have spent more time here. You're probably better off. Well, a quest is a quest, you know? And as they said in the good old days, a quest is a quest is a quest is XP. Oh, you want XP? I like XP. I don't know about you, but I like XP. You must have seen something. Yeah, probably not a good idea to start like this. Damn Galloween for monsters like that. Damn the rest of the gods too. Sounds promising. Man paces angry in front of a wrecked animal pen. His sun-withered face twisted with ire. He's so wrapped up in his fury that he doesn't even see nor toes you. Yellowing slobbering beasts, blazing bloody effigy, trace damned salt revenge into her soggy. Question marks. I'm assuming there's gonna be a certain word there. What's wrong? That monster stole my pigs. Traps it into a village, tore down my pen, made off with the old damn. Oh, that's not good. Few little runs, what I'm supposed to do with them. What the hell are you talking about? Since, man. An ogre moved into the area long ago. Well, being glimpses and tracks out in the woods, but it seemed to be staying away from town, so we have thought, until it made off with my pigs. Okay. First of all, it's going to develop a taste for Kif. And if it hasn't already. What do we to do now? Also need to get my pick back, but I might at least to see that thing's head shorn from its neck. In fact, you bring its ugly pay to me, and I'll trade you for something that's of less use to us, to a farmer like me and a rodeo. Oh, you have something, eh? What do you know about yoga? Same as any other, I'm sure. A big, ugly son of a bitch with a nasty temper and appetite to match. Riggle could tell you more. He claims to have seen it in the woods. You can find him in his shop at the Broken Tower. It's good to be tiny compared to the shorter we usually up in the living lands. Never ever heard of her. Or so you claim. Or so you claim. Now there's an entrance there. There's a good bit of stealing there. This is the inn. Okay. Let us find out which buildings we can actually go in. And which not. More important to know. Also, stuff. Okay. That's also considered stealing. Always good to check, you know. You never know when you will come across a chest, crate, whatever that is not considered stealing.
Good day, stranger.
A portly, smiley man stands behind a rubbed wooden counter, pushing a buckler. He looks up. Haven't seen you before. Always glad to see a new face in town. Company is good for business and shit is good for the soul. That's what I always say. Anyhow, what can I do for you? What's been going on in Delphort? We're quite a little town. Not much happens here, especially not since the legacy hit. People realize they couldn't have babies and just stop trying altogether. I don't believe that for a second. Listen up, buddy. Listen well. You can do a lot of things to people. You cannot take the smaxy time away from them. Even if they're not essentially aiming for, you know, babies. People will not stop trying. That's really not in our nature. Yeah, I would imagine they're taking a lot of excitement out of your day to day. Like people frolicking in the woods, that's not really uncommon. Don't even get me started. You wouldn't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second. Don't even.
How do you do?
It's the most unbelievable sentence I have ever heard. People will not stop trying. Oh, bloody hell no. Even if your rational side is like, there's a 99% chance that my baby is born hollow. That is not gonna stop you when you see a nice pair of tits dangling in front of you too, you know. Go like, might want to try, you know. Briefly through, and if he doesn't know you were there. Creepy mother. The middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in a brown leather cloth wrapped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy colorless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads off the long fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. I'm not sure if he even knows you here. Excuse me? He doesn't respond. He keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. Study the woman. First glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman. Unremarkable, maybe less stern than most. Who's more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. But you suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving. And the vegetable pods are now missing. It'll place you in mind. Her brown locks torn and snapped from lack of washing, like many of the townfolks you've seen. Pretty standard. A stench blurred to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing with threads that lack color. Perhaps that lacks interest. Maybe that she's half-minded or deaf, but something feels wrong. But her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Well, I'm a watcher, so watching is basically my speciality. Let's focus here. The brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks downwards, it becomes long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver, wrapping around her hands. She is forming a soul cradle with the threads, braiding a net in front of you, reaching along and sharp like a series of knitting needles. Almost hypnotic, silver and black strands of hair weave together, silver predominating as a highlight, black shadowing it. And suddenly, you are calm. Ah, nice. Relaxed. You're on a plateau, almost the height of a tower. Several stories high. The tower's like a table lying beneath a clear sky. Beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest. Easy you have missed. Although whether it is actual mist, or distance, or recollection, resting in the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. The scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts, like mist rolling softly into a sealed chamber, and let's focus a lot more. The chime coaxes you deeper into the memory. You're certain it is a memory, a warm one. On the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground. Silver, white, shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists, and your hands. Hands are in motion. Weaving, not thread, gathering, tenderly moving along the first movements of Berat's wheel. Your hands are wet, hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child. You can feel the crowning of a tiny head turning in your grip. It's slick, wet from the womb. Your hands are wearing, inhabiting, you've done with many times. They are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, stream of fluid from the womb, helping the newborn slide forth. The woman's labored breathing, trying out. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. Hands move, you hear the sound of chimes clear, cutting through the haze of memory. Let's see where they're coming from, but they are close. They are meant as a comfort. Of that you are certain. Draw the child forth. Well, I guess I didn't really expect my evening to start with, well, being a wet nurse basically and helping giving birth. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly, the child comes forth. As it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. Holding a small child, still wet from the womb before you. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The sound is blurred at the edges, as if you are viewing a soul from within the soul, but it is there, it is alive. The woman before you is weeping. The first cry, your hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her. Something you have done many times before. As your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrists. And once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world. A soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You're helping to weave its thoughts, perceptions, and the experience. The experience! One laughs with a rugged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Emotion seems soothed. The physical demands of labor have left you exhausted. The child is here. The child is safe, and all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, letting out as the memory persists. Slowly pull back. Avert. I want to get back to reality, and not busy giving help to a woman. The scene bleeds of color, and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor. The sound of the chimes remains, as they existed in the memory. They sound here as well, and they're hanging from woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrist is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back to the real world. The woman still sits before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She's wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Nice. That sounds a lot more perverted when you think about it. Her hair has streaks of black and runs through with silver. Age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face, like a veil. Also, you know, don't forget, drape over her form, like streamers. Apparently streamers have done this before. She first saw there was a mental glimmer of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees. And you're perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense any threat in the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. In her thoughts, and she is glad to be at last be seen. What did you do to me?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
Yeah, being a watcher comes with the nice little added bonus that you can see things that you're usually better off not seeing. As a light touch on your mind, a caress, and your left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, pushing up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound, softly. Her hand moves as if pantomiming, resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. A cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. Storm.
That is the most uninteresting and boring reconstruction of the events tutorial mission I've ever heard. Even I could give you a bit of a better and probably more exciting retelling of that story. But oh well, let us not judge overly hard here. I guess she's not really much of a storyteller.
The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore.
Oh yeah, I was kind of screwed over there.
Many children crying
Then again,
out.
it's kind of like, you know, everybody's like, if you meet the storm, you're gonna die. And I'm sitting here like, nope, met the storm, still here. What you gonna do about it? Oh well. I did encounter a bivouac, yes, and that did something to me. Hand withdraws shyly, the chime sounding softly once again. The woman stands, uncertainly, as if she has been sitting for some time, was too weak to bear her own weight. Coward and waking. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt. Yet while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you. Okay.
You are able to see me.
Yes, as I said, being a watcher, you know, it comes with the territory of watching things. There's almost a question. You suddenly realize she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her. The image on the plateau, yet the image was so clear, so sharp. You're surprised she didn't feel you there. Well, I guess she's not good at that.
To see me is a rare gift. A watcher's gift.
I've never been able to do it with a living person, except few.
So many questions, thoughts, whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground.
Oh, you're gonna be like, your true strength has not even shown yet. What am I? I'm gonna become the last boss. Who gives some contrived speech about how this is not even my final form.
The fact that you could
Who
hear
knows?
it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done.
Yep, I'm awesome.
Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
You see, woman, the whole idea here is I'm a protagonist. Of course I'm gonna get stronger. If I'm not gonna get stronger, this game's gonna be pretty damn short. Just look down there at, what was it, Searing Falls something? That area with the dragons? Jesus Christ. That is the end of my power. I'm screwed. There is a silence, and although it seems to last for but a few heartbeats, your thoughts that swish out between the two of you, like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath. Then you realize she wants to ask you a question, yet can't form the words, as if assembling them is painful. They simply are not enough pieces. Assemble the thought then. Do you wish to travel with me? Get away for fear. Yes, with the strength of relief, although oddly, her expression does not change. Yeah, We're gonna do some mind tricks here. And fear dissipates, and you feel strength and certainty, as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you. The calm sky looks upon you. Wham!
May Wal watch your step.
Roop, let's try out your then. Bling! Actually, you are well, a bit of a thief. Considering that you were described as a middle-aged woman, you look a lot younger. Actually, you look as young as my my main character. And I would imagine her, roleplay-wise, to be, you know, maybe in her early to mid-20s, maybe. Okay, so first things first, you need some athletics. And then let's see, I have not played with a sniper in a long time. And since they're actually a bit of a special class, in this game at least, is that they don't have a direct equal in your usual Dungeons & Dragons. I always considered him to be, you know, a bit of a Shadow Blade, basically a thief with extra. A toxic physical antipathy between yourself and the target, pass between the two. Shocks enemies visual receptors, dazing and blinding them as well as blinding nearby targets. That's pretty useful. Blind is good. As such as you can imagine, I will probably screw this up, but oh boy, there's one thing I'm very happy about, and that is that worst case we can actually redo that. Which is very good for me. Waiting work. This have a solve binds deeper, granting a bonus to damage. Okay. Territory strikes, then whenever they target itself as will defense. That seems pretty useful. This is the draining power of this episode, regenerating focus more quickly. We have plus 20 melee damage, plus 20 range damage. Actually, that's pretty useful. Increased maximum focus, plus 10 max focus. Runs facing the gods as an artist, get your niche ranks, blah blah blah. Priest holy radiance. You're not a priest, stay away from that nonsense. So I can modify my soul whip to do more melee damage. Or range damage, which is good, so that means I can actually use range damage there. I'm not sure. Faster focus gain seems to be useful. Mechanics and stealth. Mechanics in either way. So I'm gonna treat her basically like a thief in Baldur's Gate, basically. Who cannot learn the good stuff, like picking locks, finding traps, setting traps, finding illusions. Actually, now I think about it, even after Baldur's Gate in Neverwinter Nights, they kind of removed the whole find illusions thing, doesn't they? At least as a, you know, skill to level up. Well, that's kinda... It's the damage all over again. Voltage reapplied over... That can actually probably be a very useful skill. I'm gonna horribly mess that up. Seeing portion of the resolve and repetitively attacks invades the minds of targets in the area of effect, causing them to believe they are surrounded by phantom foes, leaving them flanked for... Nice. Flanked is pretty damn useful. Minus 10 enemies needed for flank. Minus 10. Basically, that would mean that if usually even one is around, they will be flanked. It attacks the sense, generating a slashing blade of force before leaping to up to 5 additional targets. Okay. The target's mental ability to communicate with its own body, producing it and causing its soul to emit a shockwave near enemy's track. And bounces psychic energy harmlessly off the target and onto the closest nearby enemy, causing pierce damage and violently pushing them backward. Are there any nice things here? I think I'm gonna go for Phantom Foes though, that sounds pretty useful, and flanked enemies lose a lot of damage resistance if memory serves. Good, you have that out of the way. We can learn another one. So how about that mental binding thing? Was paralyzed and stuck, that sounds quite useful. Greater Focus, Psychic Backlash. That was the one that can stun the enemy if they actually target my will defense. And that would be something a mage would probably do, or a enemy cleric would do. Actually, it's not a cleric, it's a priest, isn't it? Yeah. But let's go for the standard one. More damage is always something I would find very much to my liking. Now I have a thief, that is good. When it's a reckoning with like a feedback between a siphon and any that causes crush damage. Enemies in between. Needs to bring vivid recollection of past failures, leaving them hobbled and weakened. Link. Enemies to the target, forcing them to experience a portion of all damage the target suffers. 25% of all damage reapplied to anywhere in range. That could be pretty useful, yes. Leaving them dominated by this advertisement. I will dominate you! We're going into some SM play area here. Interesting. You are able to believe their worst fears have been realized, frightening and sickening them for the duration. Causes enemy soul to leak energy, igniting the air around them and burning them over time. Yikes. Worm. Burn. That sounds like a very useful thing, but then again, I don't think this is actually going to be working all the time. Mostly because I can kind of see this not working all that much. Let's take Soul Ignition and Secret Horrors. Now that you have a Fine Dagger and a Fine Padded Armor. Search by value. Way too low. Okay. Fine Crossbow. I don't really have any reason to give you anything else now, do I? Don't think I have anything better weapon-wise to you, do I? Maybe have a bit of better armor for you. But fine hide armor. Just technically speaking better. Okay, it doesn't look better. Remember, this is a middle-aged woman. I'm not supposed to run around like this anymore, are you? You know what? I'm gonna give you a hood. Because that would kind of fit AC, wouldn't it? I don't really have anything else for you.
Yes?
Well, then we're gonna try out what you can or can't do soonish. But apart from the Direford Crossing, there's really not much around. This was the shop, wasn't it? Actually, it's not that much in this village. Honestly speaking, really not much. It's really not interesting. I mean, some of those stories are a bit interesting, but it feels like useless fluff. That's only there to...
Greetings.
Young woman leans against the wagon. One arm and one side of her face are covered in bandages. Raw, rippled flesh showing underneath. The minty, tangy scent wafts from her dressing. Just entered the town and bought to dry on some of my stocks, but you're welcome to have a look-see. Why are you so excited? It's the damn roads, man. Can't reach none of my suppliers. I'm stuck with whatever I can scrounge up in the wood. Rye-cap, riverweed, and the like. Oh god, but most potions require something stronger too. Troll skin, nestlebone, what have you. It's really rare ingredients, things you'd never be able to afford, that I'll find on your own. Come on, spit it out. I've been keeping an eye on a drake's nest east of town, at Direford Crossing. Beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and moved on. I think the scam was that wasn't a full-grown dragon. Treasure eggs are much more useful than the ones... Which all lived in this 4 weeks or more. So that's you getting an egg. Then you realize how many of them had already hatched. Or that young worms were so territorial. Honestly, a worm. That's well, basically a lesser form of a dragon. And you honestly had no idea that dragons in general are very territorial. Are you bloody kidding me? I could get an egg for you. Wink, 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 wink. But you do hope killing her eyes. I hope you're not leading me on. Look at stand getting burned again. Getting burned again. Yeah, in this case, however, not literally. I'm going to go after that. Certainly pay you. Just remember, big as they are, dragon eggs are fragile. Do with a whole one.
Gods keep you.
Tell me about the dragon egg. Hatched in a cliff on the east of Dryford Crossing. It's out to the east of here. Okay, we were going there anyway. The one at Dryford Crossing is just the age I need. But that way, be careful. The place was crawling with worms. Okay, that could be a problem, and we are probably going to want to come back later to that. How did you get burned? Briefly, how bad does it look? Terrible, I know it. Well, I mean, it looks like it hurts. Aren't I a nice person? I mean, that's the sort of scenario where it's like, what are you supposed to say? Somebody has to, so, how does it look? And, you know, they look terrible, all burned up, and, you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, let me describe to you in detail just how bad your face looks. Mostly you're gonna be like, not that bad. No. Nice little lie. Yeah, I can't imagine that deep worm separately. I'm looking for a all named Nasha. Added into the Kogan just the other day. I don't know what her name was, but she was acting really sneaky like. What's wrong with the roads? Well, yeah, brigands, looters, basically the stuff we already had a run-in with. The gods may be holding out our babies, you know. I would say both things are a bit of a problem. Hardra, binding copper, that's a lot of stuff. Probably all that stuff that I can most likely use to make stuff out of. If I were going to do that.
That's fragrant.
Yeah, I guess that's the only area left. I mean, technically not, there's one more area left, but I'm not gonna fight with those dragon things there. And considering the fact that this is like, there be more, well, technically speaking, worms, not dragons. Yeah. You know. Probably another area we are going to avoid for the moment and come back later on. It was actually to finish a point I started very much earlier. There are two factors that determine your strength in most RPGs, generally speaking. Those two things are levels and equipment, and kinda depends a bit on what sort of game you're playing. Basically what the developer wants. If, for example, we take Baldur's Gate 1 with its very much limited leveling, then, for example, mages and the like are not really gonna come into their power, which leaves them quite weak. And that also means that equipment, and the right equipment, mind you, the right and proper equipment is the difference between life and death, quite literally. On the other hand, when leveling is an option, especially if leveling to, you know, a very high level, in Western RPG terms, that's usually around 20, maybe 40, to be safe.
Good day, stranger.
Jolly broad-shouldered man whoops. Wipes his hands on his legs. He reeks of the same foul compound wafting from the vats, and his arms are stained with dye. Have to brush some leather. Show me what you have for sale, man. You have an exceptional dagger there. It costs 3,000. Jesus Christ. If it weren't that fucking pricey, I'd actually be willing. Properties regeneration. Are you bloody serious? +1 endurance per 3 seconds. I mean, that's not much. But that could mean that I could... I mean, it could really make a difference. The mighty ability you have. Rumble mentioned something about an ogre. Hardly talked about anything else since those pics of his went missing. Old John's been worried about that one star. People are starting to see shapes in their windows at night. That's typical. Hearing its growl and throwing off their mates. Put a lot of might at ease if someone got rid of it. Wink wink. I'm just into the wilderness, collecting ingredients for my dyes, mind you. Near the river. That couldn't have been anything else. What's in the collapsed tower? It's collapsed. Nothing. Few hides, stretching racks, and the tailor stainless always grumbling about. Rest of the keeps dust, just like the fool lady Tiana who tried to hold it. But I didn't will tell you the whole blazing story if you want to hear it. Sounds interesting.
I'll give it a try, at least.
Stay out of my private quarters and James Bootlickers. Oh, that sounds like you're hiding something, my friend. I will let you go for the moment, but the way he mentioned the guard so directly, I am going to assume, very much so, that sort of lady we're looking for is probably hiding. Actually, I can't remember. Wasn't there something about a cult or something going on there? I don't remember exactly, but you know, I kind of feel like there was something like that. Just kinda, you know. Face it.
I just want to find her. Surely even you can understand that.
She comes. I'm gonna have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out the tune yet. Chance about the phoning of this in. That's not very interesting now, is it? The chance, but I could tell you about all the same. Sure. No. Yeah, hopefully you'll be in that. Father is rebellion, and Lady Tiana once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. A hidden dungeon, you say? Anyway, she struck to the side of the Empire, and the country of New Cardred's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in this area turn her keep to rubble. It was the first building that sprang up from the ruin, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Tiana's castle, they say. Of the quarters of her chief wizard even got lost in the construction. Mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Supposed to be a haven and a meeting place while the locals built there near town. Yeah, what do you mean, supposed to be? The more they argued, they realized they didn't agree on much besides ousting the old lord. Yeah, the neighbor ruins. 100 knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but a group of misfits with more like leanings from the town wanted to go after the tribes. Yes, and then we had conflict everywhere. The broken stone wall and the war of these were fresh enough on the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of the War of Defiance, and others. What a way into the Bandit Compass, the most forward-looking of the Confessing tribes. But it makes a good story. One of the chief rebel rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. That's just gonna be history. Yeah. And tell me what about the back trees. That's a graph. That's the first one. But I need to send a drive out, including where graphs. Okay. Basically, it's the whole conflict and the whole lore about why the people and the original tribes living here and the settlers hate each other.
Well met, friend.
Which I get, mind you.
We're decent folk, my lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds.
Greetings.
I've seen many travelers these days. Something I can do for you. What was about 8 years now exchanged there? They made their own business. You just stick your nose in. Good talk to you. Yeah, sure. I have questions about that. Do I have you seen an oracle near witchy lady that one? Tell me about the village. We're quite hard. Yeah, sure. You're all nice people. When everyone's here birthing Hollowbone. Let's go around and do business. Increased potion for trades and general goods. Remember's a big farmer was. Jesus Christ. Many travelers not any longer. Over here, no healthy children. Oh well. That all gone. Never mind. Goodbye, I suppose. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I get it. Yes, sure. It's important. But then again, you know, no reason to go overly much here. Oh, then there's the ropes. Simple but elegant. It's fine leather shoes. Look like they were made for getting out indoors. Yet they're capped with mud. Thanks. Yeah, the look of hair tied around his silk-gloved finger. Just edged with anxiety.
My child is out there. Do they not understand?
My lord, we're doing everything we can.
And beasts take them all. I don't care how you do it, but find her.
I heard you argue with the
A
innkeeper.
petty, small-minded man. Just like the rest of them around here. I've been paying him an honest fee for board and bed, and yet he can't be bothered to stir himself to concern for my Alice.
Actually, he seemed angry at you.
People from these backwater villages take offense for sport. You have to but show up with a full coin purse, and they'll hear insults in the jingle of your step. They forget that Duke Hamlet came from the privileged classes, as did all of the other earls and lords who financed the rebellion they're so proud of.
Maybe if your nobility would stop, you know, shoving the idea of money is everything into their face every bloody time, they might not take that much offense, you know? Yes,
I've asked around, but nobody in this mud hole has any concerns beyond their swine.
And that too is probably part of the reason why they don't like you.
Downright pleased to be of no use. But you're not one of my soldiers. And you look like you're used to getting your hands dirty, if you don't mind my saying so.
The point is, my dear, right, if you pay me well, yes, quite willing. A mercenary. If you find your animals with of one silk cloth, then I won't be upset with her. She can come back and all will be well. I just want to make sure my child is safe. Nothing in the world is more important to me. Sure, yeah, that's her.
Of course.
Well, they describe the one. She's a striking young woman. Be a small resemblance to her mother than to me. She has auburn hair and delicate, well-bred features. You're well-bred, that one, eh? Must be, 28 or 29 now. That's always a good start when you don't even remember how old your child is. Tell me about the disappearance. We stopped now for a few days, and our first evening here, I was making plans to continue our journey. Lady Alice was feeling unwell and went to bed. When I retired a couple hours later, I found that she had vanished. And when I needed to go, though they knew where she was, then my people have been combing the village, but we've yet to find a clue, and the locals have been no help. Why did you and us come to Dyford? Go on way to Nina's Rest. Let's recover. It's an Nina's Rest. As we change where this prudent for to marry, given this legacy business, I can't let her further years slip by. No, they won't have room to fester in the presence of so many Hollowborn. Aha, but I'm an intelligent person. It seems there would be more potential suitors in New Yama. Because of that, arranging a suitable match is difficult. Best prospect for my child in Nina's Rest. The rest of you, surely they wouldn't want to miss your daughter's betrothal. Unfortunately, I guess there's a few other close relatives. My sister and her husband have been visiting Edith this past month. There's none. My wife has only given birth to Hollowborn since yes, that is. That sounds bad. See, going back to your daughter. About yourself.
I'm Lord Nestor Harrand of Defiance Bay. My family has been prominent there since Imperial times. Our primary estate is on the outskirts of Brackenbury, but we have holdings in New Heomar as well. Those went to my sister and her husband.
Okay, so kinda no primogenitor, eh? I know that sucks. Reminds me of my Crusader King 2 days. Sucks when that happens. So carefully hand hovering over here, Siltor. She cranes ahead. I will follow you. Who sent you? What the fuck are you talking about? Some more friends from Defiant Bay looking for me. I'm not exactly friends anymore. Just trying to lie low in my own business, know what I mean? Alright, alright. Infantia thinks you could maybe help us out now. I'm sure you're a busy woman, so I'll make it worth your time. Come back and tell me because if you see any suspicious figures. You're pretty certain what's this about? Myself into trouble with some powerful people in the Defiance Bay. Powerful criminal people. I suppose I was bound to happen eventually. I'm a thief by trade, and it's hard to do my kind of business in the city without crossing them eventually. I'm just need to put some distance between us. Someone told me when yeah, for the moment we go like very well. Not overdo it.
Nothing is closed to the perceptive mind.
Whoop.
What you ask is done.
Open
I
sesame.
shall do as you ask. Nothing is closed to the perceptive mind.
Well, apart from that, chest, which is closed to the perceptive mind. Mind you. Okay, let's go in here and ask a few more questions. Now, in the worst case, and this flies in my face, I want you here. I want you somewhere back there.
What? Following your lead.
Gods keep you.
Someone told me responsible for heinous killings in Defiance Bay. It's a lie, plain and simple. I got on the wrong side of his employers and now he's after me. Here to do so, I want relax. I want to hear your side. He must came after me. I just happened to rob the wrong place. How was I supposed to know that I already claimed it? Was an honest mistake. I'm just trying to survive now. If you spoke with Meredith, you know where he's waiting. Please help me get out of here. It sounds like he was lying to me. I don't like being lied to. Before we do this, let us go back to him and ask him a few questions about it, because if he has been lying to me, I will murder him and his crew. Fast and brutally. Let's see what he says about it. I'm interested. And if things were to come to the worst, well, I guess I can fertilize the ground with their bodies, can't I? I mean, I can try at least. No guarantees though. Well, then let's see here. Okay.
Hey.
Yes?
What? Following your lead.
Just in case, you know, let's try to be somewhat reasonable with my positioning.
Gods keep you.
I'm also looking for a woman named Innocent. Have you seen her? I think I have. She was on one, but the rest of her story was different from yours. I think not. Basically, do I have to make a choice now with limited information that I have? Was that bad, to put it mildly? We have two people here telling me different tales. One is him going like, child murder in Defiance Bay. But we did kind of point out that if that were the case, then the Duke would have sent his Crucible Knights, wouldn't he? Which is true, because if memory serves, those are actually the ones who would be responsible in this case. Which means it doesn't make sense that he would send some mercenary kind of guy. I would assume that Matrix is actually lying to me. That kind of leaves me with the only real option. And he did promise me some money, but he lied to me. Oh well, you know how much I like liars. I think not. Now the main question I have, can I actually beat him? A very good question if you ask me. Might wave target becomes subject to confusion, blah blah, suffering more damage from the trauma, gonna get behind the target, failing a 40 check, knocked prone. Okay. Okay, so first things first, let us go in there actually. And that was exposed from...
Yes.
He's actually fallen down, that's not good. A harmlessly of the target and not to closest nearby enemy. Perhaps just mental ability communicates to the body. Let's give it a nice little curse. And as for you...
How may I help?
Let's try to hit the most of them. You can actually try to knock him down. Wisp of treason. That mind wave thing and eye strike thing. Look at that, he's actually wanting to attack me. That's not good. Now, do we want to do something about that? No, I really... Shit, I played some Baldur's Gate, didn't I? Means I'm very much confused by the spells. Now you attack that. Use that. You don't have any spells left, which is of course not good. Can use another one of that, but there's really not. I guess we can go for a blessing. Your health is really not where I would like it to be. Then again, I was kind of expecting that, considering the fact that you are a bloody mage. Are you not meant to be? Can you actually do something? No. Kind of figured you wouldn't be able to do that. You knocked that one down. You... Actually try to attack that asshole. He's a bit of a pain in my backside. No bloody good reason. To win this. Yeah, we won. Took a while, but we won. What do we have? 5 greatsword, 5 warbow, 5 mace, that's 5 stilettos. We have some nice stuff.
Indeed.
Now then, we've dealt with that one. That liar. Gee, was I in here already? I don't remember. Apparently I was not, because I don't remember this, but it's actually also not worth it. Well, bit of a shame, that one. Oh well. Now then, let us go in there and see what our newest friend has to say about that. Just in case she is not.
Welcome.
I did come up with a suspicious figure just as it did now. Different cloak, brown hair, leaf features. What else within? I got some free. For now. Do one FD heads up. I've got some white. Here. Go fast. I won't be needing this again. Take care. You gave me money. And you gave me XP. Well, we've earned 4 CP and taxes. Yes, that's great, I suppose. Oh, I also see. Oh, 2 bots at once, eh? Oh, we do have a bit of money. We could build the Bailey. Oh no, we cannot actually. It's still 11 hours from here. Before we continue, let me actually take care of this nice little... Whoop, you go away. Whoop, you go away. I do not like you. I mean, there's nobody here to stop me anymore. Does this mean the quest is finished? Yeah, seems like it. Oh, see, and that's the reason why you don't want to act suspicious in front of me.
Good day to you.
Timberwood Lieutenant's daughter. Shipment went missing the other day. I don't know any more of that. You look agitated. Something about it doesn't sit right with you, does it? Damn right it don't. Once one doesn't like he's cut from cleaner cloth. Yes. But I don't have anything to actually do about it. Let's see what rooms you have. So disinterested damage reduction, burn, constitution, just damage against beast. I'll take that. That's a nice bonus. And since we now have done this, we can go out and go a bit of an adventure in that last little area. Where we're supposed to meet an ogre. And worms. And I'm not looking forward to the worm part of that. Yeah, 4 hours. That is an acceptable distance. Now then, I can build new stuff. Most of that stuff is really, really pricey. I'm sure I can do the Bright Hollow upgrades. Yay. Let's build done with the Bailey. That's probably not gonna be a bad decision. No, just one left. Lots of nice little reminders like, your weapon is not very good here. Yes, okay. You kinda made it pretty obvious.
Of course.
Let us see here what we can find here. I mean, there be dragons here is basically the warning we've got, so something to consider, I suppose. I mean, there's some beetles. I don't really care much about the beetles. So I really want to have her in close quarters though. I guess that's a question for the ages, for the moment. There seems to be something hidden there. Oh, Baldur's Gate. Oh shit, oops.
How may I help?
I'm here.
I don't think we need anything more. We are pretty much done here. Dick, and she gets knocked down. Last round of combat.
Indeed.
But oh well, that's not much of a problem now, is it? Some yield and celery. I suppose that's something. Not much, but something. So far, this area has been proven to be somewhat fruitful, not overly dangerous. Quite enjoyable to traverse, actually. Which gives me horrible, horrible ideas for what's to come, mind you. Because whenever things work too well, you kinda, you know... kinda have to assume that something horrible is in the making.
Feels like poison.
Knock down. Do it. Nice. That finally takes care of that problem. Also, far so good. We're moving forward somewhat reasonably. That looks horrible. Just going by the corpses. There seems to be a dead body there. I want to plunder that dead body. Sadly, I don't think we can actually reach. I will be leaning out of a window here and being like, that's probably where that ogre is. Oh well, if he's alone, might not actually have that much of a problem. Is it just me, or there's suddenly a lot of bloody spiders around? I want to point out, that's a lot of spiders. I'm going to point out, a really lot of spiders. Probably want to change your weapon because you're actually in close quarters. Technically the same would be true of you. I was absolutely not expecting that many spiders to come crawling out of the woodwork.
I shall deal with this one.
Now you change again your weapon. Do you have anything?
Mowing.
You knocked it down. You continue hammering that. You ability to keep them blind. And she's down. Somewhat saddening. Are you kidding me? How did she manage to get down that fast?
Get off, lad!
Poison.
Ah, thank worth and
If the ill patient doesn't wake up.
Actually, can I run away?
You cannot venture forth while in combat.
But if he's running away, maybe we can do something very sneaky here. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to make this a bit more smart, you know.
What? I've been poisoned.
You know, with a lot less in the way of actual nonsensical enemies. Okay, maybe we can actually turn this.
ah, thank worth and
Jesus Christ.
indeed.
That was not the most
Yes.
beautiful fight I've ever seen, but that was close. After that sort of fight, I want to take a rest. Oh boy. Because I think we deserve that. Jesus Christ, game. Going for the spiders overly much, eh? This looks like it's gonna be where the ogre is.
Brave thou.
Hey.
I'm here.
I've been gotten double poisoned or something. The bloody hell looks like it. Now then, murder it, please. Murder it. Yes, please, murder. Good. Ah, Jesus.
Of course.
There's a lot of bloody spiders around.
Hey.
Brave thou.
I mean, I really don't like that. Yeah, you have gotten yourself in a very unfortunate situation there. Yeah, I didn't really expect you to get out of that. No, you attack despite the queen. You've done pretty damn well so far. So try and murdercate that thing.
Yes. Lava. Hey.
Mowing.
You go back to your gun. I just told you to go back to your gun, didn't I? No, right, you have actually a sword set apparently. And have decided that this would be a good reason and generally speaking the best possible solution to use that. Apparently, I have not made that decision.
Of course.
Jesus, but then again, let me once again say, this is a lot of freaking spiders. Also a spider queen and stuff. Quite annoying, actually. I'm personally not a fan of spiders. I mean, who the frick is? Alright, we are once again back at the beginning. That's the way out. Let me guess, that actually leads to that little plateau where the dead man is. Yes, yes it is. He's gained cultist rope. In initial set and a tattered note. But stand and torn, dangerous as much with some kind of pigment. From the shrubs that are legible, you can make out hasty written instructions. To avoid the entrance in the tower, so much up would attract the attention. Show goals, but they wouldn't approve of a temple yet. Key to entrance by the river, east of town. Careful on the road, reports of these days. Sounds horrible. Oh, then that only leaves down here. That's probably gonna be the ogre. Oh, the spiders were annoying. Definitely beatable. Probably even better if you get better use of your spells.
Fallen, human. Oh, and some Hamawa bones.
Well, you'll get used to it, don't you? That's a lot of beers. We've got 3 beers. Advance into the darkness. The ground begins to tremble. You hear plodding footfalls, growling breaths, and bone-snapping crunches. An ogre steps out of the shadows, 10 feet tall, bulging with muscle. Tears a mouthful from a hoofed pink flesh limb, tosses it aside. Too well equipped to be a villager, bended from the road then. Must be. Shouts the tightens his grip around the club. I've kept to myself, cuffed no one but the fools reckless enough to chase me down. I've come working for me. The farmer from Darwood claims you ate his pigs. Emplacing farmer. Said you love her for their swine. I'm not about to become something else. Looking for a young elven noblewoman, she's gone missing. With Kif, especially the kind that might give rise to search parties. She never came here, that I'm sure. What are you doing in this cave? Hanging from your kind? If driven from their homes by strange storms. Man, it's out for blood and coin. My kind is unsafe around Kiev at best of times. But now, tempers run hot and old blood is valued among your alchemists. And as your favor in your leg, you're weakened. You and the other foolish enough to pursue here. That was not necessarily what I wanted to do. Am I dead? Guess that guy quite literally murdered me in one hit. That is impressive. Not boring me. That means one of my best attackers is basically down for the count. Also my basically second tank. Jesus Christ. That guy knows how to hit you where it and how it hurts. I'll give him that much. I probably would have wanted to prepare it a bit differently, yeah? That is proving to be a pain in the ass. Let's weaken him. Do you still have anything?
The Varu
Beyond seek.
Then we have halt, healing, withdraw, holy meditation, divine terror. Let's make sure he's not able to hit us overly much, because if that thing hits us overly much, that is bad. Make him blind if you can, because I would very much like him to not hit us. If we can at all achieve that. I'm gonna point out, that's not the best possible solution. I should probably have taken a rest before I did that. We're not really doing the damage I would like to do. I mean, it doesn't look overly bad. It doesn't. Then again, it doesn't also look, overly well. Nice. Jesus Christ, that was dangerous. Phew. I'm also coming to the conclusion that the Grieving Mother is really not that that tough, sadly.
Of course.
Jesus, that's what I yet for dealing with that ogre. We haven't even yet dealt with the worms. We're also around. Ah. I think after that cave, a rest is well earned. Well earned indeed. Oh, then time for a bit more exploration. Let us finish this map off nice and easily. Or so I hope. Well, yeah, murder that priest. Murdering priest is always a good idea. Stone beetles, that's a bit of a problem, I would say. Mostly because I am assuming those are pretty damn immune to physical damage. Technically not much of a problem because I still have, you know, skills like this. You really like dying.
Yes.
Shoot another line. Oh, that took care of that. And these ones should be dead too very soon. Nice. Yes, I know him. I did set you up specifically to tell you to inform me whenever my weapon is inefficient. Yes, but
Indeed.
desert hunting gets a bit of pain after a while. Stand within what looks to be a ruined shrine. The moss-covered remnant of an ancient statue lies before you. Examining the statue. The broken legs and feet of the sculpture remain. Long grooves alongside its relative could be moved. Eventually you discover a skull carved into the stone. Examine the skull. The skull carved into the stone, intricate relief. It smells agape. Showing closer you notice a rusty keyhole. Yeah, I kinda remember that. That's a whole bundle of 9 cents killed things that I would have to deal with. Because that leads into a cult layer, and I think that cult is actually pretty damn tough, if memory serves. Definitely not something a low-level group is actually supposed to be doing, I suppose. Then again. If we go by that, what are we even supposed to do? You know. But there's nothing more here, then I'm going to assume the worm layers on the upper right side then. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, don't get me wrong, in 1s or 2s, that's not a problem. Give me more of those and problems galore. I can't foresee in my direct future. Which probably means that good positioning and stuff like this is probably going to be key. Since I'm so much of a tactical genius, that's probably not going to end up working overly well. Generally speaking, it's the small variants apparently. That's good. See then how much you like fire. So why am I almost dead? And the Bante was not fast enough to actually do something about that. Yeah, it's kind of saddening. Make sure it can't see you. That's probably a good idea.
I'm here.
Well, we learn a very important lesson every bloody day. Namely, worms can do horrible things to you. Rand turns to face you, waking blood from his air stock. Snip brows. Betray a moment of confusion. Slow, confident smiles. The Iron Brand does not meet many travelers this far from the road. What would they be doing out here? We're after the dragon egg, same as us, boss. It's a rhetorical question, you dimwit. Everyone knows the roads between the village are crawling with brigands. Nobody's a bandit, same as us. Why would you want to eat dragon egg? Said it, of course. Wondered you would have grabbed some pigs from that farm. Number 2. What do you know about dragon eggs? Ah, they're large and they come from dragons and drakes. Yeah, I've seen all sorts of deadly creatures. Fear was that an angry drake. There you go. That means a bigger cut for us. Good, take that. You try to make it fall. You try to incur some heavenly nonsense to punish them for being annoying little pricks. And he's down. No, but you can probably focus on you. Okay. Let me finish this for you. The most bloody and gruesome way we can. Here's a dragon egg. I'm kinda assuming that it's not a good idea to just take that. And the cliff face is blackened and melted like candle wax. There's a small outcropping overhead with what appears to be a crude nest. We shall do this soon. First we're gonna murder everything else that can fall in my backside. Because I'm gonna assume it's not over yet.
Hey.
Jesus, they can't put out the hurt. I mean, they're not as good at it than would be. But they're still pretty good at it. I'll give them that. There are the wormies. Again, we saved the game because we don't know how many more are there. And when you don't know how many enemies there are, saving your game is essential. Very much essential, I will point out. But this so far has actually worked pretty well. We've done pretty well for ourselves. I'm kinda pleased actually. Yeah, first log, eh? The sort of thing we actually would like to probably pull up here.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. You can really put it out if you want to, eh? What do we have? Dire Blessing, we've got the Still of Faith. Can you blind them? I will point out this is not going to win. Let's not continue this over much and instead do it a bit different. I think the general idea is not bad. The execution, however.
Hey.
Brave thou Silas Yuli.
Wait, I don't really have blessing. We have, where is it? Oh, bloody hell. That is a bit of a nasty combination. Especially because our party, they don't really like the idea of, you know, going for a classical tank. You feel a presence hovering nearby. When you turn, you see the grieving mother observing you. Concern crinkles the corners of her eyes and seeps into your mind. You are a call of your own, Watcher. I see you surrounded by old lives and unanswered questions. Can you see any details of my past lives? She closes her eyes and you feel her energy directed inwards at you. She searches your mind, your memories, and parts of you that feel numb but still. She's as gentle as a mother with a newborn. I'm sorry, whatever secrets your soul hides are not present in your mind. Well, yes, I kinda know that. Your journey together. One may draw strength from many, and that much may be mended by the purpose of one. As she appears at you, her brow seems creased with a new kind of anxiety. Your obscure past, does it trouble you? Well, not really, no. What I've done, my decision now matter more. Your clarity, Watcher. That may help prepare you for the decisions ahead. This from you, fading to the background. If you did not already know she was here, you suspect she wouldn't notice her at all. Okay.
Hey. How may I help?
Following your lead. Crave thou philothili.
Yes.
Hi?
Gotcha.
That spell is very, very useful. I do find myself liking it more and more. First things first, blind them again. Enemy 2 down. Not best statistic I have ever had seen in my life, but wasn't the worst statistic I've ever seen. I would say as long as nothing else happens.
Following your lead.
To horribly screw things over. We're probably going to win this. Those forest lurkers are quite dangerous. But apparently, we have now managed to deal with all of them. Oh boy. Which leaves me with precisely one thing. This here, and this looks like a bloody trap. If I've ever seen one. Now, I could be wrong, of course. Sometimes games just make things look in a certain way to, you know, trap your mind in what is basically a known pattern. So I think probably resting is a good idea beforehand. Quick saving also. Probably a good idea. Scale the cliff. Take another look at the cliff. There may only be space for one person at the top. Climb it yourself. Slowly ascend the cliff, taking advantage of crevices and spurs in the rock. Reach the nest. The nest, surrounded by glowing embers. Twigs and bones litter the area. An egg the size of a small cake is nestled among the detritus. Looks heavy and awkward to carry. Take the egg and climb down the cliff. has barely begun when you grip slips. Oh shit. Okay, that was not, that has never happened. I never dropped bloody dragon egg. At least not
Hope you're not
any...
expecting much.
No, I wasn't.
Leading the way.
Scale. Climb it yourself. Continue. Secure the egg with rope and lower it. Lower the egg with slow, steady motions. Once the prize has reached the bottom and settled into the dirt, you safely climb down the cliff. Nice. And actually nothing happens. I'll be damned. Wasted a few supplies there, didn't I? Oh well. Yeah, that could be worse. I mean, it could always be worse. Now I don't think I actually want to go into the underground shrine thing. Which actually speaking, you can also go in from here, I believe. From the Tenor. Actually, we might actually want to murder the Tenor already. I mean, it's free XP, you know. I do like myself some free XP. What can you tell me about Ellie's Errand? I have a letter about a secret temple. It's said to have died Santee. You know anything about it?
Hey.
He's a priesty boy, isn't he? And he's not going to be a happy priesty boy for a long time. You're not gonna have a good time hitting me, my friend. Also, you're flanked, dazed, blinded. You have a lot of shit on you, don't you? And none of it actually works. Free stuff.
Nothing is closed to the percept. Nothing is not. I shall do as you ask. I shall do as you ask.
Of course, you're not just gonna give me the key to that, eh? That would have been too easy. Of course, that would have been too easy.
Hello.
Yeah. Nursing noble. Dirty. Huh? A new shade of green when I've seen her the other morning. Very excited she was, just outside his shop. What's wrong with her? No offense, but I hardly know you. I'm not one for gossip, and I certainly don't want to cause the poor with any trouble. She was ill from travel. That weather road sickness, trust me, I know it when I see it.
Hail, traveler.
I found the dragon egg. Really, yes, Feather Tits. Feather Tits, you say. Interesting. How did you manage that? Well, I found a nest you spoke of. Amazing. Not a single crack. Take this. Everything you need to brew a good, strong pick-me-up. It sounds like you knew something about it. Any chance you'd share a friend? Wink, wink. She was so crazy she didn't even notice there was Udder. I normally say nothing, but that girl was with child. Oh. Wouldn't have been more than a couple months along. Maybe some herbs were ended. Save for trouble for old man, but she wouldn't take them.
Hail and well met.
We learn new things every bloody day. So the woman we're looking for is actually pregnant, I see. That could explain her troubles. Or part of her troubles, that is. Let's fill up our little storage again. All the nice little things we have. Look if anybody wants some nice little things, and then we're gonna sell some stuff. Smith, Hard Red, Part 1, Rise to Power. Yeah, it looks like story time. Not an inexpectional S-Talk, a two-handed slow weapon, but it's exceptional. What does it mean? Plus accuracy, plus damage. That might be a weapon I want to use myself. That sounds pretty useful. Then we have a fine medium shield. Probably something I want to give to my main tank for the moment. Armor-wise, Night Runner, unique medium armor. Stealthy, disengagement, defense bonus, fine. I've yet to find anything that's actually a lot better than what I have. It is actually better than what I have. Just as I was about to tell it, of course I find something. But it's athletic of dexterity, immunity to stuck. Makes me look very much like a interesting person, doesn't it? Max endurance bonus, athletic, plus 50 max endurance and plus 2 athletics. Actually, that's better for my health, isn't it? Now then, we have you. That's many a great sword, isn't it? Cars Harvest. Seems like a good one-handed weapon for you. Guess I'm gonna use that then, because you already have a better and bigger shield. Armor-wise, you have that Saint Wars armor, which is actually not bad. Also, it has second chance, which means he's gonna rise from the dead if he is ever beat down. Then again, it doesn't have that much in the way of damage reduction. Might want to do something about that in the near future. And we've got you. You have little stuff and not much else. I don't have anything else to offer either. I mean, I guess I don't really have any reason to give you anything else. You have the fine crossbow. I can give you a fine arbalest. We can try it out at least, you know. Worst case scenario, and I don't like it, I can always switch back. I don't think I actually have a fine gun or anything. Looked like it. He is using a heavy armor right now. Not Bad idea to change that out a bit. Then we have you. You're basically meant to use something like this, aren't you? And weapon-wise, you have a fine dagger and a fine crossbow. Fine stiletto. Doesn't seem like we have anything better to offer though. Also seems pretty sweet.
Hello.
Now then, let's see, I can get camping supplies. No, let's trade everything that is common apart from at least one, so I can have it in my inventory and be like, I maybe want to look how it looks on, and I actually equip it. Jesus Christ, I have a lot collected, didn't I? So many things, and there was pretty much nothing. But well, so far so good. We've done quite a bit of business here. I guess once we talked with the farmer, I would say we have done pretty much everything we can at the moment. Which means that next time it's actually time to go into a big city. A really big city.
Hail, traveler.
Any sign of the ogre? Oh, it's that. Toad Ogre said, "State what you were looking for." Please, I think you're uglier than I thought. Look at the size of it. What big plans for this? You wait right here. Another lead splitter. Belonged to my father and served me in Saints War. Oh, but sturdy and three punch. The more useful to someone like you. Let's splitter. Yeah. I'm still looking too small. I don't expect to get any good letters out of it, and I just as soon not have it weaken the rest of my stock. Why don't you take it? Give me one less mouth to feed anyway. I've got a big letter out of that too. Unique blunderbuss. I mean, the only one who really uses something like this was you. I mean, it's very slow, it has a bit less range, it has 6 projectiles. For now, let's put it in our inventory, be just happy that we have it. What does my keep say? Well, I guess we should travel to the keep, because that's always where I apparently ended and started. Then next time we go into the big city. Yay! Big city ahead. Big city life. Dum dum dum. Now then, we can now get lots of more stuff. There's the Hedge Mage. The Botanical Garden, Training Grounds. All of them. I mean, most of those things really just give bonuses, isn't it? Okay, let us take a look here. The South Curtain Wall. There's protection. Okay, that's protection. West Curtain Wall is also protection. The library gives me a lower bonus when I rest. The barracks allow 20 higher links to defend your stronger during attacks. That sounds useful.
A place of ruin. It has long been abandoned.
Yes, we have once again done it. Well, somewhat, to be fair. Why is my bloody save game? Ah, that was something. I do like it. This game has a lot to offer, actually. It's pretty sweet. It's not Baldur's Gate, but it's getting close enough, I would say, to make it at least interesting. The combat is nice, you know. We don't just win, we also don't just, you know, get annihilated if we don't choose overly optimistical, let's say. So yeah, all in all, I'm looking forward to playing more of this. Now tomorrow, I actually once again have a half day, which means should have some time to play around a bit more. Yes, we should have. Probably some more Gothic and then in the evening some Nier, because, you know, it's of course gonna come. But yes, for the moment, let me bid you adieu on this hot Friday. Have a good one and all that, and I shall be back, yeah, well, tomorrow. Let's leave it at that.